This new manga arc promises a lot. We've always wanted Dragon Ball to go beyond just the fights themselves, seeking roots with its past, more precisely the past of the Saiyans. And this is the perfect moment to include this arc in the manga, and I'm going to prove to you that this will be the best arc ever seen in Dragon Ball. In terms of development, just like they already brought this and made deep connections in the Moro and Granola arcs, bringing Bardock, what's coming will be grand as well. So come with me and already subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and activate the bell. An incredible arc in Dragon Ball is about to begin, and I can prove to you that this will be the most incredible arc in all of Dragon Ball history. We will understand a lot, and possibly we will have some Saiyans starting, or at least trying to transform the Saiyans to become conquerors like Universe 7, thus emphasizing having some bad guy, and someone there like Yamoshi. Maybe a deja vu happens in Universe 6, but this time our pointy warriors are there to stop them and cut the evil by the root. Universe 6 was introduced shortly after we got to know the gods of destruction and the angels, starting with the Battle of Gods movie, the twin universe of Universe 7, home of the Z Warriors. By a big coincidence, or maybe destiny, the god of destruction there is Beerus's brother, Champa, in this new universe. We also discovered that there are Saiyans, but very different from the ones we know. They did not let themselves be corrupted by the power of the Oozuru, which can even be controlled with proper training. More than that, they don't carry in their hearts the desire to destroy and conquer. The warrior race of Universe 6 is much more peaceful and evolved than Universe 7, which ended up losing itself and destroying its own world with its excesses. That's why Beerus authorized Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta, ending a threat before it got out of control. Then came the Tournament of Champa, where Vegeta met Cabba and became his mentor. Later, in the Tournament of Power, Cabba returns, this time alongside Kale and Caulifla, expanding even more the cast of Saiyans from Universe 6. And there was born a promise. Vegeta owes Cabba a favor, which was to visit planet Sadala, the original world of the Saiyans. This is the ideal moment to give the prominence that Vegeta so deserves. A whole saga centered on him finally taking his place as the true prince of the Saiyans, not just by title, but by attitude. In Sadala, he could find the current king, someone who might remind him of his father, King Vegeta, and even Bardock, Goku's father. It would be the perfect fusion between two legacies, royal pride and the warrior's heart that fights for justice. This saga would seal Vegeta's maturation arc and open space for a new phase, both in power and purpose. Unlike other sagas focused only on battles, this could be about legacy, learning, and identity. Vegeta would shine. Goku would also learn from this experience. And Broly. Yes, Broly should also be part of it. It would be a unique chance for him to finally know his race, his home planet, even if in another universe, and live something he never had, coexistence with his own kind. Goku and Broly traveling to planet Sadala together would be one of the most exciting stories of Dragon Ball. Goku had only a glimpse of the culture of Universe 6 Saiyans through Cabba. Broly never knew anything beyond savagery and isolation. For him, it would be an immense cultural shock. Upon arriving at the planet, the two would find a civilization completely different from the extinct planet Vegeta. No Frieza, no wars, no destruction. The Saiyans of Sadala are defenders, not conquerors, a total contrast to the vision Goku and Broly have of their own race. Curious as always, Goku would certainly challenge Cabba, Caulifla, and Kale to friendly fights. Broly would have difficulty adapting, but little by little, he would learn something he never knew. You don't have to fight just for survival. It is possible to fight with purpose, but no good saga exists without conflict. Imagine that an ancient Saiyan warrior from Sadala resurfaces with a radical vision. He believes the Saiyans need to abandon their peace and take the path of conquerors. This would create a rift within the planet itself, forcing Cabba and others to make difficult decisions. Naturally, Goku, Vegeta, and Broly would get involved to help, each with their own view of what it means to be a Saiyan. Broly would be a key piece, a brute force and untamed, who would scare some and give hope to others. Over time, he could learn to better control his powers, even creating his own fighting style, influenced by Sadala's inhabitants. And here comes Frost. Yes, the same one who was erased by Zeno in the Tournament of Power after trying to attack Frieza from behind. Many people forget, but since number 17's wish was to restore all erased universes, Frost also came back to life. This is confirmed by official materials and encyclopedias. all warriors from erased universes were restored, without exception. And if he came back, now stronger, thirsty for revenge, he would be the ideal villain for this new saga. He is the distorted mirror of Frieza. Just as Sadala is the mirror of planet Vegeta, if Frost did some kind of training after seeing Frieza's golden power, or even something beyond that, he could become a real threat, not only to Universe 6, but also to the Saiyans legacy itself. Just imagine, Frost returns with his own transformation, maybe inspired by the golden form, but even more powerful. And since he knew Frieza, he knows his race has monstrous potential, maybe even more than Frieza. Depending on the logic of the twin universes, this threat would force Vegeta to face an old trauma, seeing his race threatened with extinction again. This would deeply affect him. It could even activate a new form, an evolution of Ultra Ego, just as Blue Evolution was for Super Saiyan Blue. This moment would show Goku and Broly that, despite all their power, Vegeta is the true pillar of the Saiyans, someone who carries the burden, memory, and future of his people with pride and responsibility. 3 pure-blood Saiyans from Universe 7, Vegeta, Goku, and Broly, together, defending planet Sadala, a villain who represents everything they fought against, a civilization that could be destroyed if it doesn't react in time, and a golden opportunity to evolve not only in strength, but as warriors and people. This saga has everything to be incredible, with much more about the Saiyan race, but also opening space for unprecedented discoveries about Frieza's lineage. Imagine Frost's participation, showing what his race is like inside, and even the presence of legendary figures like King Cold, or even his brothers, making that classic reference to Cooler. Who knows, Cooler could become canon here, maybe appear as an enemy in some movie, and then Frost seeks revenge, or even the opposite, creating a storyline full of twists and rivalries. That would be really insane, because Dragon Ball has always been a great dance between warrior races and extraordinary characters. Few comparisons are as fascinating as that between the Saiyans and Frieza's race, and we want to understand much more about these two lineages. Both groups have an almost symbiotic connection with war, domination, and continuous growth, but each follows this path in a very particular way. While the Saiyans evolve through suffering, overcoming, and deep internal conflicts, Frieza's race seems to be born almost perfect, with raw power that defies any logic and an evolution that, when it happens, is quick and brutal. Within this contrast, the emergence of the Saiyans from Universe 6, along with Frost as a counterpoint to Frieza, brings a fascinating discussion. Could the raw potential of Universe 6 surpass even the greatest icons of Universe 7? The Saiyans from Universe 7, led by Goku and Vegeta, carry a history of bloody battles, tribal pride, and an archaic warrior culture. It has always been clear that they evolved through extreme experiences. Goku only reached Super Saiyan after the painful loss of Kuririn on Namek. Vegeta needed to drown himself in frustration, pride, and envy to reach the same level. Every Saiyan transformation in Universe 7 was born from trauma, extreme training, or pure obsession, as if pain was the essential biological fuel for the evolution of the species. Meanwhile, the Saiyans of Universe 6, like Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale, present a very different approach. They are calmer, more centered, and do not carry a past marked by destruction. They live in an organized modern society, without the history of conquered planets or genocides under tyranny. Perhaps that is why their evolution is more fluid, less marked by internal conflicts, something similar to the hybrids Trunks and Goten, who have a higher concentration of Saiyan cells and an enormous capacity to learn quickly. When Caulifla reaches Super Saiyan with just a few instructions, or Kale enters her Berserker mode without even fully understanding what is happening, we see an almost genetic ease to reach levels that the Saiyans of Universe 7 only achieved through extreme suffering. It's as if this race evolved and refined itself over time, acquiring more emotional lightness and internal control, which represents a leap not only in power, but in biological efficiency. This contrast between evolution imposed by pain and spontaneous evolution by instinct leads us to reflect on Frieza's race. Unlike the Saiyans, members of this lineage are born with colossal destructive power. Frieza never trained in his life, and yet he was the strongest being in the universe, until Goku and his allies began to catch up to him. It was only after his resurrection that he truly trained for 4 months, reaching the golden form, something that surprised even the gods of destruction. This tells us that, biologically, his race is far above the universal average. However, pride, arrogance, and the lack of necessity made him ignore his full potential. Frieza is like a genius who never needed to study, because he always got perfect grades effortlessly. But when he started training for real, like in the Black Frieza form, after 10 years in the time chamber of another universe, he became something monstrous, almost untouchable by Goku and Vegeta together. Now, think about Frost, who is of the same race and shares similar genetic traits. He started with a calm, almost heroic appearance, but soon revealed himself to be manipulative, cunning, and ambitious. He does not surpass Frieza because of the tyrant's history and natural talent, who acts in the shadows, lies, and seduces with sharp words. However, unlike Frieza, who despised training, Frost seems to carry the spirit of a learner disguised as a wolf in sheep's clothing. He was deeply bothered to see that Frieza was more powerful, and this awakened in him a resentment that may have planted the seed of the desire to grow. After the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super, Frost tried to improve himself, seeking to achieve his own version of the golden form, even if he does not fully master it. This reveals something essential. He wants to surpass his limits, and that, in the Dragon Ball universe, is the first step to true evolution. The movie may show Golden Frost even stronger, perhaps not surpassing Frieza. After all, the black form is devastating, but certainly forcing Vegeta to awaken new levels, serving as an introduction for Frieza after this journey in Universe 6, something the manga has much to explore after the movie. Putting all this together, the innate potential of Frieza's race, the evolutionary instinct of the Saiyans from Universe 6, and Frost's silent ambition, along with the humiliation he kept, we see a real scenario where Frost, one day, could surpass Frieza. While the tyrant of Universe 7 relied on his own superiority for ages, Frost lives in the shadows, needing to prove himself. He carries anger, desire, and thirst for revenge. If he found a mentor or a training method similar to the Time Chamber, or created his own path mixing intelligence, strategy, and physical improvement, he could develop new forms never seen before. Maybe even a Frost Black, with its own characteristics. But that is still far away. Even in a new saga, it would be too soon for Frost to surpass Frieza. It would be too insane and unviable for Goku, Vegeta, and the Saiyans of Universe 6. In the end, what defines power in Dragon Ball is not just blood, but the unwavering desire to surpass limits. The Saiyans of Universe 6 have shown that there are faster and more intuitive ways to evolve. Perhaps Frieza's race has a similar evolutionary line, and Frieza is only now beginning to explore it. If Frost finds this path before being defeated again, he could become a threat even to the gods of destruction. After all, what Frieza achieved in 10 years of training reveals the absurd potential of his race. Being of the same blood, Frost has this raw material. What he lacked was the shock of defeat and confrontation with his own inferiority. Now he has a reason, and reason in Dragon Ball is what transforms a nobody into a legend. In a universe where the Saiyans have become almost gods, a warrior of Frieza's race still has room to surpass them, as long as he knows how to walk his own path. Frost may not be the most powerful villain now, but he is certainly the most unpredictable, and as we've seen, it is this type of threat that the universe takes seriously. This new saga, this cycle, would be perfect to explore this idea. Who knows, in the future, Frieza might return to be part of this story in the manga, join forces with Frost, and reveal that all of this was just a long-term plan. In Dragon Ball Super, anything can happen. We just have to wait.